All right, welcome to another Cal Ski Team update. This one's from the Benzie Invitational, and by the way, it is snowing right now in Caledonia. We've got about 4 inches, it looks like, from when I looked out the window, and cold temps coming. That's the most important part. We need temps like 26 degrees or below, so Bittersweet can knock out a ton of snow, and Timber Ridge can do the same. Our first conference race is next week, Monday on the 30th. It's a makeup race. It'll be at Timber Ridge. I want to thank, obviously, our digital sponsors and all of our other donors. You guys make all this happen, and this was a big one. We did the Brian Ronevelt Memorial Invitational, or the Benzie Invite. Brian was a guy who skied at Crystal Mountain and died in a tragic racing accident there a number of years ago. Here are the teams we're competing against. It was a 9-team tournament, and now it's time for some racing. We're starting off with I believe this is our forerunner, Gavin Dean, again from the long line of Deans. And if this is Gavin, he's looking great. As a freshman, we're pretty excited. Next skier we've got coming down should be Luke Schuster, and it is. Luke had a great day for us, although I don't know if this is the run, one of the runs that went so well for him. But yeah, right there. He got a little bit wide, and if you watch, we got sugar snow, and if you get wide, that grabs your skis and pulls you out. It's just kind of like there's wet, loose snow. He was perfectly okay after that crash, but that's kind of how our day started. Now we got Tyler Dean. He came through. He took, he took 16th, I think, tied for 16th at this race. 15 is what they went to on medals. That was a solid run. Next racer, we have Sean Rice. Sean is one of those guys, he had a rough day on this ice, and this is just a tough conditions. He was pushing it hard, and sometimes when you do that, it's like one of those, it's a high reward, high risk line he was running, and we didn't get through one. But hey, that's kind of the way it goes. Sean's a great skier. We know that he's going to come back when we get in conference races and really knock down some runs. Next racer we have up is Braden Smith. I had two different cameras going. The first, the camera that has that up-close shot kind of gives you an idea how fast they're going. They missed Braden, so I switched up to this shot so we can see his run. It is really a nice run. Braden's skiing really well for us right now. Next skier we've got is DJ Potgetter. As you can see here, DJ's moving well, and DJ's been our guy that every time somebody's had a bad run, DJ's right there to pick it up. I think he was our second scorer in GS on this, which coming from the 5 slot, being our second fastest guy. Now we did have Luke lose a ski, and Sean had a rough run. But that's good. That's what we need. Then we got Ben Deagle. Ben ran really well for us too. I got a special treat for Ben later. He doesn't think anybody has this, but I got a different view I'm going to throw on. Now obviously Ben went down, but we got another shot. I put it in slow-mo. This gives you an idea how fast these guys are going. So he crashes there. That pink gate is down about 20 meters. So this slide, he's going across the hill. I did a little head roll there. I didn't seem to have any effect. And then look at this. He pops up, hands up. We're giving him a 9.8 on the style points on the jazz hands. Probably about a 28 to 30 meter slide. Kind of fun, Ben. I got it for you, man. A little style point action. That doesn't count for our team, for anybody who's known about skiing. But, I mean, the kids, as long as no one's hurt, at the end of the year, we always try to throw a little, little video editing on the crash. So here we got slalom now. We got Gavin Dean again forerunning. We got shots of that. See, Gavin is progressing nicely in our forerunning. What we like to do is take our and the guys this time, we ran our top 7 guys. We ran Ben in GS, and we're going to run, we ran Cohen in slalom. Gavin's sitting right there at the next guy back, number 8. We got one other guy who didn't make the trip that's sitting in that same speed too. But we get our guys who are close, a little forerunning opportunities so that they can gain some experience and be ready when it's their turn to step up and represent the Fighting Scots. Here we go. We got Luke. He puts down a great slalom run. He ended up 14th out of the field of racers. 9 teams, being the 14th best is pretty good. Earned his first medal as a Caledonia ski racer. We want to congratulate him on that. He's really been skiing well for us. He broke his leg his sophomore year, came back last year, finished up racing at regionals for us. Just has done a great job. Here's Tyler Dean. I believe he took sixth on this race in slalom, and sixth or seventh. I think it was sixth. Maybe it was seventh. It doesn't really matter, but he brought home a medal, and that's pretty awesome. He put down a great run. Tyler's been Mr. Consistent for us. He's been kind of leading the way. By the way, if you make it to the Caledonia Athletic Boosters meeting, whenever they have their next one, I've got him up for Athlete of the Month. So I think these runs can prove it if anybody shows them to other voters. So next skier we got is Sean Rice. Sean had a little trouble on this part of the course, but then he finished strong down at the bottom there. He spun out a little bit, has to do a little climb. Now we teach our skiers in Caledonia, if you have to make the climb because we have to have the time. Because remember, if you DQ, if you ski out, you get a DNF, whatever, they take the number of skiers at the meet in the boys' side and you add one to it. You get the lower than whatever the worst score could have been. So we always want to get a time because that way at least you're not the worst or one worse than the worst. And like you say, that sugar snow is tough. And you know what? Sometimes when you have a bad run, it just kind of multiplies on the day. So Sean and I talked. He's going to clear his head. He's ready to come back and race well when we get to conference. And like I say, he's been dominant down in our conference. So we're ready for him to have one of those kinds of runs. Behind him here, we got Braden Smith. Braden really ran this run well, and his second run was doing awesome. And then he crashed in and was worried that he injured his knee. Turns out it's just turned into a sprain. He's actually going to ski with us Thursday night and be back in the lineup for our first conference race, which will be Monday, January 30th. Braden really skied well for us, and I think that's if he would have finished his second run, we hadn't lost Luke earlier, we could have been contending for. Well, we would have been third, fourth place for sure. We ended up fifth at this race, but we'd have been fourth. We lost two of our really faster guys. It just happens that way. But hey, we had DJ Potgetter come in and pick up the pieces, put down great runs. He actually was second fastest in. He might have been in both. Well, just in GS. He did score for us in both events, which is awesome. When your 5 seed guy is able to step up and score and run those kinds of times. So DJ's skiing well. Final skier of the day, it's his first varsity meet. Cohen Broomfield, he's been putting down great times in our practice runs. And I figured I got to give him a trial here. He ran at the Cabot Cadillac race and came out today and he skied really well. Cohen, he's just been making us proud through his hard work and his dedication. And like I say, he's going to have a great career. We have 3 seniors on the team, so we got to get some guys ready to step up and take their place next year when they move on to college or wherever they're going. And Cohen's doing a great job. Close the video up with medal shots and the team picture coming up. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for your donations. Again, tune in next week.